Welcome to Bits and Pieces. This is the second half of week 4 of my July pantry cleanout and grocery challenge. I started by making a coleslaw with apple and cabbage that I've had in the fridge for some time. I just sliced it across and removed the seeds and ended up using pretty much the rest of the core as part of this slaw. About half of this small cabbage. I made the mayonnaise myself, and otherwise the dressing is the mayonnaise, sugar, and apple cider vinegar. And put that in the fridge to chill for the next day. And then breakfast was leftover biscuits and figs. My fig production is getting lower, so I'm not sure how much longer I'm going to get to enjoy these. Lunch for Tuesday was that coleslaw with the apples that I made and leftover beans that I had cooked previously. For dinner, I decided to make a pasta salad and use up the rest of the elbow noodles and some of the pesto I have in the freezer and one of those cans of chicken. Once again, it used my homemade mayonnaise and some celery and onion as well. As you can see, I just chopped up what was left of the celery and 2 of the onions from my garden, threw in the chicken, and then I remembered I had some mozzarella left over, and I chopped it up. If I was to do this again, I would wait until after it had chilled before adding the mozzarella so that the pasta didn't melt it. Added some nutritional yeast and sesame seeds. It's a really big pot of pasta salad, by the way, but I ate off this for several days. And I just stirred it up. You can see the cheese is kind of melty. I did add another thing of pesto. So that used up that bag of pesto. And the bowl is so big, you can see I dropped a couple of noodles. And then dinner was the coleslaw and the pasta salad. Next day, there was no biscuits left, so it was just sausage and figs for breakfast. And then more beans and coleslaw for lunch. And pasta salad for dinner. Yay, I didn't have to cook. And then I made a mix. I used one of these mixes that I'd been given to, and dry milk, by the way, to make muffins for breakfast for the next couple of mornings. I'm going to say I would not buy this mix. It's gluten-free muffins. They're kind of not the most pleasant of muffins I've ever made. But they turned out pretty. I will give them that. And they were okay. They just weren't good. And so I had a fig and some figs and a muffin for breakfast. Once again, beans and coleslaw for lunch. And then I was craving some chicken and rice. I haven't had it in years. And I just kind of tried to remember best how my grandmother made it, even though I did not have any Lipton soup mix to add to it. Chopped up some onions. Celery, which I will confess I did go to the grocery store. There will be a haul about that just to get celery for this. And then I used 1 stalk. I browned the rice a little bit in the skillet, in a dry skillet. Not sure why. I just know that's what my grandmother did. And then I poured that into the casserole with some lentils to add a little bit more protein, because I have exactly 1 chicken breast left that is going into this. And it will, of course, use up the chicken. And it did take a while for that rice to brown appropriately. After pouring out the rice, I added some olive oil to the pan and sauteed up the celery and onions. And then added that to the pan with the rice and lentils. My chicken was still partially frozen, but it made it easy to cut. I added a can of mushroom soup I had with several cans of water. I also added a little bit of chicken bouillon before popping it in the oven for a little over an hour. Then I chopped up my last cucumber and my last big tomato with some onion and some of my tiny tomatoes from the garden. Did sugar and apple cider vinegar and some mayonnaise for a salad. And while the casserole was in the oven, I started making my lunch, which consisted of peanut butter celery and some of the pasta salad for my in-office day. There's the casserole that was completed, and had it with the cucumber salad. My next video will be my final grocery haul for the month with the little bit of groceries I need to get through the last few days. If you're enjoying the videos, please like and subscribe, and thank you for joining us at Bits and Pieces.